Seized hail from Jamani, Mthombe and Nyandeni villages around Libode. Joining us now on the story is Executive Director from Man and Boy Foundation, Nkululeko Nxesi, who is in the Eastern Cape to observe this year's initiation season. Thanks very much for joining us on the program, Mr. Nxesi. This news must come as distressful and sadly one that we hear every initiation season, and it doesn't seem to be stopping.
Yes, good evening. Yes, indeed, these are very saddening news about the death of the three initiates even before the actual official start of the season. However, as the Man and Boy Foundation, this is what we have been saying each and every season, year in, year out, that we know that most of these illegal traditional initiation schools, they start even a month before the actual starting of the official season. So government was supposed to have been proactive in terms of capping this. Yes, in terms of the overall traditional initiation mortality rate, we see a drastic decrease. However, one death is too many. So these issues, these three deaths are actually shocking and saddening to us.
Mr. Nxesi, this is a story that I've been following for many, many years now. And, you know, each year we say the same things, we come up with the same initiatives, we know what's wrong, but somehow we just can't get a grip on it. Why do you think that is?
I think the main issue is the investment to the program. That unless government and private sector they have a commitment in making financial investment in terms of empowering and building the technical capacity of monitoring teams, traditional leaders, and everybody who is involved. Nothing is going to change. We are correct. Every year they will launch the season. They will be saying this year we are committed. But as I'm speaking with you now, many traditional leaders, many initiation forums members, they don't even have food as they are tracking the illegal initiation schools. And what the Department of Health in particular has done, it has shifted all the resources and give the resources to the medical male circumcision program, which is not assisting at all. In fact, one of the issues that we're finding on the ground is that most of these deaths are actually caused by the medical male circumcision, because now some of these boys are being circumcised underage by these MMC NGOs during the initiation period. Because of the social stigma, they submit themselves in the initiation schools. That's where they become subjected to issues of recircumcision. So unless government put money and also respect the culture and make sure that all the people that are not supposed to come near the culture, who does not understand the culture, they literally back off and give those people who embrace the culture, who are part of the culture, things will go right. But also, most importantly, we need to start coming up with the prevention programs. As we speak, as the Man and Boy Foundation, we have a boys camp where we've literally taken boys that are underage from communities that are vulnerable. We've put them into a one camp. Unless you do those tangible, visible prevention programs, nothing is going to change.
All right, Mr. Nxesi, part of the story is that these young men, boys, end up in the illegal initiation places, and I just wonder how we can stop them going to the ones that are not registered, that are illegal. How is it that they end up there in the first place? Do they not know where to go, or is there just such a desperation to get through this and money becomes an issue that they turn to these illegal places?
Yes, the main driving factor of the underage and illegal initiation schools is the peer pressure in schools, whereby young boys, they will find themselves being pressured by their peers to say, yeah, if you are not a man, you are not going to use this toilet, you are not going to get this benefit or that benefit. And then in that now they become the victims accessible to illegal initiation school. So that's why I was saying one of the tangible prevention programs, one is to engage boys and educate them and tell them the importance of waiting until the right age. But also is to form boys clubs whereby they can be protected. As I'm speaking with you now, at Solo Special School, we've got more than 50 young boys that otherwise they would have been the victims to this situation, but they are protected there. So I'm saying government must also invest in prevention program, because we know that there are illegal traditional searches as we speak. Even if we can continue educating communities, illegal traditional searches are still going to be part of the society. So what we need to do, we need to focus on protecting the boy child and making sure that we strengthen and enhance prevention programs like the ones of the boys clubs and boys camps. But also, we must appreciate the fact that the issues of arrest and successful prosecution of the traditional searches is getting traction. As we speak today, some of the searches that have circumcised the boys that have died, they have since been arrested. But now we are trying to investigate the link between these illegal searches and these medical male circumcision organizations that are led by white people who are coming into the province and creating all this problem for us.
All right, you know, we've run out of time, but very briefly, if you could answer this, because we often reduce this conversation to measuring the number of fatalities, but even more are those that are injured and some permanently maimed. And I just wonder what kind of interventions are there to help and assist those.
Yes, it is estimated that more than 1,000 boys have been amputated, meaning that they are living without their manhood. So what we have done as Men and Boy Foundation, we have formed support groups of these boys where we're engaging them, and obviously we've started some programs that at this moment I can't talk about it, but it's a very fundamental and a groundbreaking program. But also we've formed support groups of the parents of the disease initiate, because many parents who are losing these boys, nobody is talking about them. So as Men and Boy Foundation, we have support groups where we're educating these parents. And these parents have actually said this program is helping because now they are ready to go and educate other parents about the importance of how parents must be assertive and ensure that they don't sign papers for boys when they are underage, and they must know which legal initiation school they must go to and which illegal initiation school they must avoid.
Okay, Mr. Nxesi, we're going to have to leave it there, but we certainly hope that your work and your interventions will continue to make some inroads on this very distressing situation. Thanks very much indeed.